City's mayor, Mamdani, making it very clear where he stands with Israel. Mamdani is opting to skip out on this weekend's Israel Day parade and will be the first New York City mayor to skip the event in more than 60 years.
You know, I said on the campaign trail that I wouldn't be attending the parade, and I've made my views on the Israeli government abundantly clear. And I also said on that same campaign that I would have a responsibility as the mayor of the city to ensure the safety and security of each and every New Yorker. And I don't believe that my presence as the mayor should determine whether or not a New Yorker is safe or secure.
But while he chooses not to attend, he has showed his support elsewhere, specifically with the pro-Palestinian groups. He attended a classroom event with the controversial pro-Palestinian YouTuber, Miss Rachel, and hosted Palestine activist Mahmoud Khalil for dinner at the Gracie Mansion, and even met with a radical anti-Israel leader. So here to discuss this is pro-Israel activist Lizzy Savetsky, who previously served as the Grand Marshal for the Israel Day Parade 3 times, and you'll be out there on Sunday, right?
I sure will.
Can you believe what he said? Why isn't he going there? This is the largest population of Jewish people outside of Israel, right here in his city.
I can absolutely believe that he's not going to attend, because he's told us who he was from the beginning. He's never kept it a secret. I do want to make it clear that you cannot say that you support the Jewish community and don't support Israel and don't support Israel's right to exist, as Mamdani has said. The Jewish people and the state of Israel are inextricably linked. We face Jerusalem when we pray. We mention Israel over 50 times in our daily prayers. We are one and the same. So you can't support the Jewish people and not support their right to the state of Israel. But that is what Mamdani is claiming to do. But, you know, he got rid of safety protections for the Jewish community on day 1 of taking office. He got rid of the definition.
What do you mean? How did he get rid of the protections?
He signed an executive order that got rid of our previous mayor, Mayor Eric Adams' executive order to create buffer zones outside of our religious institutions. And we've seen, you know, this taking over our city, the chaos of these protesters. There is a preschool on the Upper East Side, a Jewish preschool, that had to let the kids out early because they couldn't keep them safe from the protesters. And our mayor is fine with this.
Yes. Is he anti-Semitic?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. He, on this network, when he was campaigning, went on Martha McCallum's show and said that he had no opinions on whether Hamas should disarm, no opinions on a terrorist organization that rapes, murders, kidnaps innocent men, women, and children, but plenty of opinions on the state of Israel because it is a Jewish state. Mamdani is an anti-Semite. His father, Mahmoud Mamdani, is an anti-Semite. He was one of the lead organizers at Columbia University's campus encampment. His wife, Rama Douaji, is an anti-Semite. She, you know, was celebrating the October 7th massacre with her Instagram activity, and her Spotify music account has lyrics like "greedy Jews." They are all anti-Semites, and the problem is that they don't just hate Israel, they hate America, and this is a growing trend within the Democratic Party, and that's what I fear.
Yeah, I want to dive into that a little bit. What's going on with the Democratic Party, and where do the Jewish people, the majority of Jewish people have always voted Democratic. Is that changing, and what is happening with the trend in the Democratic Party?
More and more people, you know, I'm from Texas, and the Jewish community where I'm from actually historically very progressive, liberal, but more and more people are turning to Fox News and saying, you know, I feel abandoned by the Democratic Party. I feel like I'm being fed propaganda by the legacy media. There is no place for support for Israel within the Democratic Party. So how do we reconcile that as Jewish people? And I think a lot of people are starting to feel politically homeless and making the move over to the Republican Party. But, you know, the extremes on both sides are dangerous for the Jewish people. And I think we're living in a lot of fear right now, knowing that, you know, we don't know what's to come. If the wrong person gets into power and doesn't support Israel and doesn't support our community, you know, it's just history repeating itself.
Yeah. And you'll be at the parade on Sunday?
I will, and I wanted to just say that this is the largest showing of Jewish pride in New York City annually, and every Jewish person and supporters of Jewish people, please show up. We need you more than ever.
Lizzy, thank you so much. You've been such an activist, such a strong voice. We appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Ainsley.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.